and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know that I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Where it's me and my only friends.
What is happening?
And I can't speak right now.
I'll tell you what's popping.
What's poppin', everybody? How you
That
feeling
vest
today?
is popping.
Huh?
That vest is popping. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's
good.
fucking raining outside.
I know.
What is going on?
I got soaked from the car to the door.
It went from 60 to 90 to raining.
Yeah.
Well,
It was nice this morning.
I'm okay with it. I like the rain.
It'll be
What?
sunshine by the time we get out of here.
That's because you've never seen the rain. You lived here your whole life.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably why I like it so much.
Yeah. What do you think, Berk?
Oh man, I think I made Conrad a little nervous.
I think you did.
My apologies. I got a little caught off guard there by the intro. Whenever Guapo was like,
It snuck up on us.
Well,
today. It really snuck up on us.
I was firing through this quiz that Pads put out, and I saw that the countdown was rolling. I didn't see the actual intro music come on, and then out of nowhere, Connor just goes, "What is poppin'?" And I'm like, this motherfucker didn't look at the cue, and he's just talking over the intro music
Nope.
right now. Nope, he was there.
Right on it.
I looked very startled.
It
What happened here? I'm very confused.
He hit his mark, but then he stroked out halfway through the thing.
Happens to the best of us. We've all been there from time to time.
So
We
good.
have.
You know, what can you really do about it? Before we get started, I want to remind everybody that I'm headed to Potawatomi on Tuesday evening. I'll be there, or no, whatever. I'll be there next week.
The first to the third, I think.
Yeah, the first to the third. The meetup game is the second. That was very good. It actually,
I had a video playing in
it
the
looked
background.
good. I was about to compliment you on it. You heard if I got it off there. I was like, that's kind of nice, a little sexy. So the three of us are going to be there for a meetup game at noon on May 2nd. We're going to be playing a little 2-5-1-3 PLO, no limit hold'em, whatever you guys want to do. We're going to do it. You want to get into the bomb pot streets? Let's get in the bomb pot streets. You want to play a little stand-up game? Let's play a little stand-up game.
Squid game?
Squid game. Have you heard about the progressive squid game?
I have.
Tom Dwan's going to be there. He's going to teach you all about the progressive squid game. He's actually not coming. Sorry to the Tom Dwan fans. But yeah, we're going to be there all weekend. I believe the sportsbook is going to have a grand opening as well. So be sure to get ready to place your bets. I think the Pirates are going to be playing somewhere. I mean, who better to bet on right now?
They're on the West Coast. They just got to San Francisco and played tonight.
Yep.
Late night bucking, you know?
Wow, they went from Pittsburgh to San Fran, no travel day?
No, but that's why they had an early game.
Yeah,
yesterday.
but you know.
It's called a get out of town game.
I get it. You get out of town and go to the Midwest, that's
Yeah, but-
okay. But you get out of town and you go 5 hours.
I mean, you know, but
baseball is
they
fucking
don't play till 7 o'clock
grueling.
tonight, so.
That baseball schedule
Yeah.
is fucking grueling.
Oh, it is, yeah.
That is
162 games, traveling all over the country.
Play like
Never in one spot for too long.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That shit's grueling. Did you guys watch the draft last night?
Mm-mm. Not 1 second.
Not 1 second.
I saw we got Troy Polamalu back, though. That's
Yep.
good.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that the Atlanta Falcons, who just paid Kirk Cousins $180 million over
So
4
weird.
years, you think they would draft a quarterback with their first round pick?
The insurance policy.
I'm sorry. You think they would trade up? Wait, no, they didn't trade up.
They didn't trade
no.
No,
No, they
they didn't go that far.
But they drafted a quarterback in Michael Penix Jr.
I don't know that this is that bad of a strategy, to be quite honest. Like, we've seen this work in the past with
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Twice at Green Bay.
That's a good meme.
Relax, pup. It's not
Don't
who you
laugh
think
too
it
much
is.
at that one, B.
It's not who you think it is. Yeah, we saw this happen twice in Green Bay, both with Aaron Rodgers and with Jordan Love. And we also saw this work in San Francisco with Steve. Well, I mean, to be fair, Steve Young got drafted by the Buccaneers, but they acquired. Yeah, but they acquired him, in the twilight of Montana's years.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But my
I
point.
said 30 conservatively. It might be like 40. God knows.
No.
No.
Steve Young was
30 sounds about right.
we were about somewhere between 90 and 92.
Yeah.
Was probably his draft year.
Yeah. We were like 10, 11.
Anyway, point is, Washington also did this with Kirk Cousins, only in the same fucking draft. They took RG3 either first overall or in the first round.
How did that work out for them?
It could have worked well had they kept Cousins. I mean, they shipped RG3 out pretty quick, but like when you see somebody bomb, like you get rid of it. They had a fucking insurance policy. This guy ended up being great.
I don't know, but I tell you
How
what,
do you like that?
there's a video of which probably is like made up or whatever, falsified or however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Of the Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, talking to the GM of the Falcons, Terry.
Okay.
And it just looks like he's just like talking to him, and he's like, the caption says, "Why did you just draft a quarterback? Didn't we just pay Cousins?" So it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I also the thing with Cousins too is now he'll be an asset to mentor this kid, and if this kid shows any promise, like great quarterbacks are tough to come by.
They're kind of the same age. No, not that close, but like
what?
He's 21. He's a 6 years like. Actually, he might even be older than that.
Kirk Cousins is like 40.
What the fuck are you talking
No,
about?
he's not 40, but he's probably like
30.
30.
30?
He's got to be 30.
I'll take the over on 33.
Yeah.
Really?
I would say it's right in that
Also,
range.
21 is a normal age to graduate, you dolt. You said he's a 6-year starter? Okay, so he's 24?
He might be. Hold on. Let me find out how old he is. I'm pretty sure he's old. Okay, Kirk Cousins is a year younger than me. So he
35.
is 35, yeah. Let's see. I feel like Michael Penix Jr. is older than the rest of the draft class.
I'm sure he is. So is Kenny Pickett, but by a year. Anyway, point is, Kirk Cousins is on his final contract probably. And, having him with JJ and a lot of young talent around him with the chance to win this year while mentoring Penix Jr. to potentially take over his job in the next year or two, then Kirk Cousins finds himself in a situation like Russell Wilson, where like you're the most desired quarterback on the market because you're free and you're fucking good.
Yeah.
It's not like honestly, like I don't see this as a bad idea for
he
either.
is 24.
Okay. 24 is old, but then you just don't have to groom him as much, I guess.
I mean,
you get 1 year with Cousins, ship him off to someone for a bag of balls.
Remember when Brandon Weeden was drafted?
Not just him.
He was like 28.
It wasn't just him. It was Carolina took a fucking old one too. He was like in the military, came back, and then I can't remember who it was.
Wait, that was Brandon Weeden.
No, Brandon Weeden was on the Browns. I thought. Yeah. No, Carolina. I said.
Yeah, I know, but
The Carolina Browns.
Right.
No, you're talking about a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm talking about a quarterback.
Right.
Good. Do a little digging.
I'm gonna do a little.
I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, draft doesn't interest me. Steelers just always take linemen in the defensive or offensive.
Except when they took Kenny Pickett, how'd that work out?
I think watching it is kind of cool. Like you get to see a lot of stories.
Henke.
Like
Was it Henke?
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 I don't know about
Something along those lines. Go on. Continue.
Hinkie.
Yeah, exactly.
Plays
Henke.
for the Commanders.
No. Different guy.
Oh.
That guy's young.
Oh.
That's Henke. The guy I'm thinking of is like Heinke, I think. I don't know. Whatever, man. I don't remember names. I just know it happened. Okay? Somebody else do the fucking research. It was for the Carolina Panthers. He was old as shit when they drafted him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on in the background. Did you see how many people showed up? It was in Detroit.
No.
So
275,000.
Apparently, they stopped letting people in at 150 or something
It's
like
a
that,
huge-
and they just like took down the gate.
It's a huge event every year, and I don't get it.
I don't either.
I just don't get it. Like it's like, I mean, I don't.
I think
I don't
watching
know.
on TV is kind of awesome because like you get to see all the stories. It's like I said before, like it kind of like.
I mean, I know a lot of friends that are like into it. They love it. They can't wait. They have parties and stuff like that. And it's just like I'm just like, eh.
And you know what? One thing that's kind of cool with all these kids having like NIL deals, like a lot of them start their own foundations in like college now. It seems like
Tax break.
yeah,
Yeah, they're smart.
yeah. I mean, Somebody smart.
Is
told
there
him.
any other drafts that are like this popular? Like, is the NBA draft this popular? No, I mean,
Yeah,
I
because
guess I would
Why'd
say
you look at
lottery.
me? Why'd
Nothing-
you look at me and ask?
nothing
You
is-
didn't ask Berkey.
Because he doesn't watch the NBA.
You think fucking Connor watches anything?
I don't know, but probably, I know
do.
That
you
was
don't.
racist as fuck, man.
Oh, I
May as well
I
ask-
gotta defer to somebody.
May as well ask Guapo.
If we were talking about soccer, he would have.
I think the lottery is a big deal for the NBA, but that's it.
Okay,
But it's like
yeah.
five. It's like 5 picks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like or 10 picks.
No, they do 15. I think the first 15.
Not for the lottery.
Yeah, I think the first 15 for the lottery, and then it's all the playoff teams are like by.
All
That
the
makes
playoff
sense.
teams are not involved, but
No,
now,
yes,
right.
right. But now there's 10 on each league, so that's 20. How many are in the league? It's 10, right? It's 30 teams total.
I think there's 30 teams.
Yeah, so it's 10 teams in the lottery, and then 20 that are not.
There you go.
Process of elimination because they do the play-in.
Baseball does a
Yeah,
lottery
right
now too.
Oh, it might have changed. Yeah, I forgot.
They're tired of the Pirates getting the first pick every year.
Yeah, and then the Pirates, the first time
Shipping
they,
it off
First time they did the lottery, guess who won it?
Pirates.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of balls in there.
Yeah, they did.
You know, a lot. Your shot looks great today.
Yeah, thanks, Guapo.
I think it's because you
You're
don't have
welcome,
shorts on.
Maybe it is. I took to the comment section and I just wanted to like make sure, I wasn't offending anybody with my white
Right. Yeah.
legs.
thought
So
we
I
were
got some pants on today. Actually, it was cold and rainy, so I didn't want to wear shorts.
I thought we were gonna show up and there was gonna be a guy outside with the sign that says "Tortoise put on pants."
Have you ever seen a tortoise wearing pants?
It's true. I've never seen
That's
that.
true. I mean, you've been working hard, man. I say show it off. Maybe not the gooch so much. Like the gooch was really making its way into shots.
The
a lot.
gooch?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that the?
It's the area between the balls and
Also
the
known as
asshole.
the chode.
Oh.
That's what I've always
Chode,
known
the
it as, yeah.
So I also know it as the chode, Guapo, but a lot of people refer to a chode as a short, fat dick.
That's what?
What?
Yeah. Chode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always known it as the chode.
The chode, the gooch, the taint, the
taint. I know. Yeah.
the bearing straight, if you will.
The bridge to Terabithia. No,
Right.
no.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Guap. But anyway, Herky swings. You finally got your wish. I saw you comment in the last 6 videos. Tortoise put some pants on today, but they'll get
Yeah.
used to it. Summer's upon
Yeah.
us, baby.
Berkey keeps it so goddamn hot in here.
So fuck you. It was so cold here the last
It's
couple
hot
days.
right now. I'm sweating.
I'm very
I'm about to take these
comfortable.
pants off and be around boxers. just let it all hang out.
Come on, man. Give Herky what he wants.
Come on, I know what he really wants.
Give him that gooch
Yeah, he's
cam.
playing that reverse psychology shit.
That's
He's like,
right.
Yeah, don't
That's right.
worry.
We're not gonna fall for that shit.
Yep.
I wasn't going to bring this up whenever it was initially posted, but now that there's been a follow-up, I guess we should tell this story. So Vertucci, I just sent you this asset, by the way, if you want to grab it. Vertucci a couple days ago tweeted that he had 2 really cool bronze lion door knockers on his door at his corporate office. And they, 2 guys made the decision to steal them. I hit the streets today like old times doing some street investigating. And now I know who one of them is. Charles Chucky Aldebridge. How should I handle this? 1, call the police and hope the system works. 2, just give the guy a break. He probably needs the knockers more than you do. 3, street justice for Chucky. All caps. There's a follow-up today. Quote tweets. The Lions are back in the den and I went number 3. Sorry, Chucky. Maybe next time steal from a snowflake. Is this guy just like copping to a crime on fucking Twitter? Is he basically just saying he beat the shit out of a homeless dude?
It sounds like
It sounds like he just beat up a homeless guy.
Yeah.
That's what I took
I
away
think
from
that's
that.
what happened. I
Yeah,
think
that's
taking the
definitely-
law into your own hands is not something you're allowed to
Well,
do.
as a former police officer who was out on the beat working
You know
the
that they
streets,
say-
wasn't he
for
a
the
mall
system.
cop?
I don't know, but he's a man who believes in the system.
Well, I mean, if you're not breaking the rules, I don't remember how that. I don't remember how that quote goes. It's over there somewhere.
I believe it was something to the effect of I don't know.
It's
If
on
you're not
that chair.
cheating, you're
It's
not
on that
trying,
chair.
all
If
right?
you're not
That's
cheating,
what it
you're not
is.
trying. That's right. If you're not
No,
breaking
we
the
didn't.
rules.
We'll get to Robbie and her quiz later.
Oh, yo. That's no joke. let me tell you right now, when Chance comes back with a 37 out of 37 because Pad's like conveniently called him out, like I call bullshit.
Especially since there's only 36 questions.
Oh, even worse. I thought Robbie got a 36 out of 37.
I got a hypothetical for you guys.
Hit
If
me.
you guys are inside the house and you guys see this going on right outside your front door.
Okay.
Like, I think I would get so enraged that I think I would want to go out there and just start dropping
To be fair,
bombs.
this is his office. He's not there.
Okay, well, same thing. Whatever. Like, would
Well,
you
I'm
guys
saying
just,
he's not like there.
Okay, but what I'm
But you're saying
is,
if you were there.
I'm saying if you are there, I think I would be so angry that someone would have the audacity to do this that I don't know if I could stop myself from wanting to go out there.
Well,
Why?
It's
What-
4:15 in the morning, Guap.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going anywhere.
Why would you want to go out
I
there?
just think I would be so angry that someone like is doing this.
Yeah, but they're probably armed, and well, maybe you are too. I don't know.
They're not. I mean, they may not be armed, but they got a
I mean, they have a
crowbar.
goddamn
Right,
crowbar.
yeah.
That's armed.
And there's two of them. They have two crowbars.
I would.
Two very large crowbars.
That's a fucking huge ass crowbar.
No, those are they're not called crowbars. You use them when you're digging. I used to use these all the time back when I worked construction
Man, I
with
just
my
feel
uncle.
like this would piss me off.
I would probably reach for my phone, which is almost always in arm's reach, and I would dial 3 digits. So.
let me let you know a little secret, buddy. They're not going to help you.
If I call them and say, "Hey, there's
Someone's
someone
trying to break into my house?
breaking into my house,"
They don't
right
give a
now.
shit.
Yeah, right.
What do you
Lamana's
mean
gonna
they don't give a shit?
Lamana's going to say
What are
white
they there
man
for?
in danger.
You know what? They don't give a shit if
You know
they're-
where you would get
if you-
help?
if
In
you-
Leechburg, Pennsylvania.
Right. Listen, if they already broke in and stole some of your shit and were gone, and then you said, "Hey,
Somebody
somebody
broke into my
stole
house."
my stuff.
Yeah.
Can you help try to figure out who it is and get it back?" No, they're not going to give a shit.
What-
But if someone's actively trying to break into your house, I would hope that they would alert the police that are only not that far from where we live.
I would bet that response time is over an hour.
An
Ooh,
hour.
I would.
Yeah.
I would disagree with that.
I would.
If
I
someone
would
calls
bet-
911 and is like,
Actually,
someone is breaking into my house right now,
let's test
you
it.
think
Yeah.
it would take an hour for
Let's
the cops?
test
I
it.
bet whatever you want, they'll be there in fucking under 7 minutes.
Right.
I don't think, man.
What do you mean? There's a cop on every corner here.
I
Yeah.
get it. It's just they're very busy. There's murders.
Are
There's
they?
murders to solve. You know.
Yeah, there's about to be one. I think they can maybe try to prevent it.
I imagine the line of questioning would go something like this: Sir, are they armed?
Yes,
I
they're
I don't
holding-
know.
they're
Yes,
holding
they're
crowbars.
holding crowbars and trying to break into my house.
Are you armed?
Maybe.
Okay, so then it becomes like, well, handle it.
If they get in, you go ahead. You have
Call
my,
us back
you have
if
my
there-
blessing. Go
yeah,
ahead and
call
start
us back
shooting.
if there's a murder. Okay, then we'll be out there.
I can't call you back because I'd be dead.
We'll have to get you one of those crowbars. No, I mean I'm exaggerating, obviously, but like
Yeah.
they won't even for the most part they won't even respond for traffic accidents any longer unless somebody's like brutally injured or whatever.
Right. But I think that's different. This is
Traffic
like a-
accidents and someone actively breaking into your home,
Right,
with
yeah.
crowbars.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think the
I
active
mean, what are
part,
they there for? If they're not for that, what the hell are they there for?
I think the active part immediately, like, they get called. They
All right. So long story short, you guys would just pick up the phone and not go outside and get fucked up.
I would definitely not go outside because
I would not take on a 1-on-2.
I would be like, I have nothing of value outside of my house, so you can just have whatever you want. Please stay outside.
Honestly, I think
You
about
want
this all
my
the
lawn
time.
ornament? Go ahead and take it.
I think about this all the time. I don't have anything of value inside. Like
True.
maybe
Yeah,
to somebody who's like
same.
maybe to somebody who's like really 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 hard up is looking
Right.
to pawn and sell some stuff. It's like I have a couple TVs you
Yeah.
get $100 for.
That's what I mean. I have a 65-inch TV in my house. I paid $500 for it. You want it? You can have it.
right. Like on the black market, this thing's worth $12.
Right.
So it's
I don't keep any cash at the house.
right. I don't know like what would be. My puppies are literally worth more money to me anyway.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'd be.
To everybody in the
right.
house.
Like,
Honestly, like I've spent more
Just
on
leave
them
my
than
dogs
any.
alone.
I've literally spent more on my dogs than literally anything in the house. Like I have so few material goods outside of like stuff that wouldn't be
Yeah.
worth anything to resell. Like
Michelle would be like,
clothes.
take Brian, leave the dogs.
right, yeah. Wow, you know those little pups, man. They're
I think maybe I'm just too hot-headed.
I don't see you. I've never seen you upset.
I mean, if I hit a certain point, like, it's kind of over, I think.
Ah, so you're like 0 to
Oh,
100
shit.
kind of guy.
We should try. We should push
Mm.
those buttons.
I mean, no, I don't know. I saw him hit that bag.
I'm not saying we
destroyed
should
it.
get him to punch us in the face.
It's
I
not
think
a
we
good
should,
thing.
I think we
but
should just get them worked up.
Well, how do we know where the tipping point is?
We don't get them worked up at us. We get them worked up in general.
Oh, just okay.
You did a test today that would help you know when there's tipping point.
That's true.
That's
you got to
true.
read the eyes, bro.
That's right.
You gotta read the eyes.
Excellent
Okay.
segue, Conrad.
Yeah.
So Pads tweeted out yesterday, or was it today? I think it was yesterday. Pretty sure it was yesterday. This test of like it's 36 pictures of people's eyes, and he said surely this is a good test for poker players, especially for live players. How many can you get? And we all took it. First of all, Robbie got 35 and 36.
Bullshit.
I
You cheated. You cheat on everything.
look, I like Robbie, but after having taken the test myself, it's very easy to cheat. You can restart it anytime you like, and it doesn't penalize you. Like, nobody got a fucking 35 out of 36.
How
on
dare
this.
you insinuate that?
No one got a 35 out of no one. Because too many of the answers are too close. Like, there's just too much margin of error throughout the test taking process.
Right.
There were so many times, and Brian said the same thing, where like you pick one, and the thing that is like synonymous with it is the actual answer.
Yeah.
It's like
You're
they
very,
they
very
trip you
close
up.
between
Yeah.
the two, and you're like, is one or the other?
Like what?
Click.
You just guessed right in all the 50-50 spots? Like, come
Yeah.
on. That nobody's getting a 35 out of this.
I
Like,
mean, she has a good track record of guessing right, huh?
shit,
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, this might speak to her ability to just see through the fucking cards.
Right.
Like,
She
she
gave the
read
chat
Garrett
an
like
idea of what we were testing. It was something like this.
right, and
We just kind of had to pick.
this is well. Do we want to give away answers? Let them take it on their own.
Yeah.
You guys go take
Yeah,
it.
let him.
I was between two on that one.
Me too.
I like flipped the coin correctly. I wasn't confident one way or the other. I guessed right.
I flipped it incorrectly.
Some of us did okay. Some of us did not okay.
Who did not okay?
Conrad.
Speak for your goddamn self.
How many did you get right?
18.
Okay,
I mean,
so
Out
that's
of
half.
36.
that's a little below average. So it seems as
Listen,
though
I got all the ones that said you're deceiving me. Or
Yeah.
you're like
These are
just
the ones that count.
maybe Conrad should get tested to see if he's on the spectrum. It says if you score below 22, you may find it difficult to understand a person's mental state based on their facial expressions.
How do you feel right now?
Below 22 is not good, bro. So it looks like the average score is a range between 22 and 30. If you scored above 30, you might be quite good at understanding someone's mental state based on their facial cues. And I did okay.
Yeah,
I
you got a 32. Highest in the room.
That's pretty good.
Next up would be the Tortois at 28.
28. Yep.
28's
I
good.
myself got a 27.
And I don't know about you, but like the four I missed were the other choice
Same with me.
for all of them, or for
Same
all
with me.
four of them.
I think there was one where it wasn't that case for me.
Mm.
There was one where it wasn't that case. I forget which one it was. All the other ones were I was like so close on the two. And
Also, this test is really hard. Like,
Of course he's gonna say it's hard. He got 32 out of 36.
No.
He's about to fucking say this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my
hard.
life.
I aced
Oh
it.
my god.
No, there's like another iteration of me having taken that test, and the ones that I was flipping coins on, I just missed them all, and I
Right,
get a
yeah,
24.
Yeah.
I just happened to like lean towards the right answer more often than not.
Mhm.
But it's literally just like the way people are holding their eyes, and you
Yeah.
don't get any other facial expression.
There's a couple of them where the eyes are just like looking right at you, like it's just like you're not doing anything, and it was a little difficult. There was like one or two like that.
I think those ones are. I don't think it's the eyes that make that difficult. I think it's the four answers they give you to choose from.
maybe, yeah, well,
Right,
yeah,
like joking was a choice on a bunch of different ones, and to me, I have an idea in my head of like what somebody who's joking looks like.
right.
But then a lot of the times where it actually could be joking, like that one he just showed probably wasn't, or this one probably
This one-
isn't
that-
joking.
yeah.
Like these aren't joking. But the ones where I thought it could be joking, they would also have sarcastic listed. And it's like, okay, what?
Well, there's always one or two like throwaways right away.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
of
okay,
course,
that's not it. Obviously, like the guy looks super worried. It's like joking. It's like nah.
Right, yeah.
like
yeah.
okay, it's just gonna be close between two other ones. So you do process of elimination, and then you get it down to like. Sometimes it's very easy.
I like how Pads puts these out and never tells his score.
Of course.
He's just like, hey, everybody, this is a fascinating test. You guys should all take it. Now, I'm not going to bother letting you know if I'm good or bad at this, but
Well, you know,
Interesting, isn't
he doesn't
it?
have a podcast. We're out here. We're for the people. We give the people our.
You know why?
I'll tell you right now, if
scores.
I had gotten to 19, we wouldn't be talking shit about
it's
scores
true.
right
Like,
now.
Yeah, Berkey's like doing. He's like, by the way, we're gonna scrap that segment.
No, it's like we should talk about. We should also pretend like we didn't take the test yet.
I got lower than 19. What the fuck?
Well, someone's got to be the fall guy, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't feel bad. I had the same thing happen to me when I took an IQ test with Andre and Derek. So
I'll take an IQ test.
How accurate do we think IQ tests are? I don't know enough about them, but in adulthood, I've heard.
I know after a certain age, they're just not a thing.
That's kind of what I've heard too, but I don't know if that's true or not. Right?
I mean, will there smoke?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
It's really funny. I've taken one IQ test in my life. It was in kindergarten. My mom wanted to have me tested for like gifted program or whatever.
mm-hmm.
And I think, again, I was 5, so my memory could be blurry, but I think 140 was what got you in.
No, 130. I'm pretty sure it was 130.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was 140, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll call it 135.
I mean, this is probably something we can find out.
Yeah.
Brian had a 139, so he knows.
So that's what I took the test, and my mom told me I had a 139, which at 5 you just believe.
Right.
Like why would she have to
Yeah.
lie? But like looking back, I
got
could have
a 12.
I could have bombed it. Like, and she just hits you with the sympathetic, like, oh, you missed it
Right.
by 1 point.
Yeah.
And it
You'll
was
do
just
better
like-
next time,
so
son.
I have no fucking clue.
Mhm.
Like I could be a 101 for all
Yeah.
I know.
Why don't you take another test?
I don't know
See
that.
where you're at.
I don't know that it matters, right? Like
Might not.
maybe it would be worth taking like a dozen different tests and see if there's like high variation between the results. Because then you could just dismiss it and just be like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
like I got a 112 on this one and a 140 on this one. Like
Yeah.
obviously this test is useless.
Right.
But if you take a bunch of different tests that are supposed to measure IQ and you're somewhere within like a pretty tight range, maybe it's actually accurate
Mm-hmm.
to modern day. I don't know. Be interested. We should all do an IQ test for the
No,
pod.
thanks. I'll pass on this one.
I'm in.
Why? You don't think you're gonna outscore Conrad? He can't even fucking read facial expressions, bro. This is a big part of it.
It's just so humbling, man. I just no.
But like you had a good score. It's not like you had like 90.
No, I get it, but
You had a good above average score. You were just
I
happened
really
to be in the
thought-
room with
I
two
really
very,
thought I was
very
gonna do
intelligent
well.
people.
What part did you struggle with or do worse
to be
than
fair,
them
a lot
with?
of it was just pattern recognition,
Yeah.
and it got to a point where I would just started guessing because it got too fucking hard.
Mm.
But when I saw my final score, I'm like, I did okay. And then Derek and Andre told me their scores, and it
Well,
wasn't so good.
In the results, it like measures 3 very specific things, right? It's like, is it like logic and reason?
There's pattern recognition. There's logic. There's
hand-eye.
It
It's
depends on the
supposed to
test that you take.
it's supposed to measure hand-eye coordination. I thought.
Some of them do.
I thought that was a big part of what the IQ test was.
Yeah,
was-
if you take an expansive one, like one that has like all the parameters, yeah. But this was just some. online
Again,
thing.
I'm drawing off of a memory from when I was 5 years old. But
Yeah, and like you said, there's probably so many variations of them. Some are like way in depth. They last a long time, and some you can do it in like 5 minutes. So,
yeah,
I want the 5-minute version.
You're
I feel like the 5-minute one probably is not very accurate.
right, exactly. Your outcome, your results are going to range probably.
Results may vary, if you will.
Results may vary.
Should we do another results may vary?
This summer?
Yeah, with Landon.
Wow.
Ooh.
I mean, Landon Beck's results may vary. This is a way better idea than what we did.
I mean, if you think about it, the community's probably going to pay for it. As long as
true.
Landon does well.
I mean, that's true. Honestly, like,
All those
Lamana
bets
always
you
wearing
got
the
down.
business hat.
Mhm.
Lord knows I could afford it if he wins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But the Chris Wanky, thank you so much, Kevin. He finally must be behind.
I never heard of that person.
It
You
is-
never heard of Chris Wanky?
Yeah, I never heard of
Chris
him either.
He
Wanky?
was a starter for
I
FSU.
think I remember a wanky.
Wanky, Weinke. I spelled it correctly too.
Winky.
He played for FSU like in I don't know the late 2000s.
Nope.
2009,
I don't know.
2010.
Maybe he's been scrubbed from my memory.
Christ Almighty. I think the Landon J-Bex results may vary would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe D-Negs will just do a J-Bex vlog instead.
Yeah.
Could do that.
We could collab with him.
Yeah, we're gonna get in the collab streets. Yeah, that sounds great.
Hit us up, D-Negs, if you want to
We could all have a Sunday dinner together every week.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll make the sauce.
yeah.
Wow, that sounds like
unpack
fun.
what's happened over the past
Yep.
few days. You know, maybe take inventory on the bet.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Been grinding those dailies?
Be great.
Yeah, it's great.
Sounds like a great time.
It's great. Uncle D-Negs. Yeah.
Meatballs and matchups.
Yeah, meatballs, matchups. Sounds fantastic. I'll be
I'll make
grinding.
guac.
I'll be grinding
There we go.
1-3, trying to get a crossbow.
So racist.
What?
This guy, I'll make guac.
What? That makes him
I'd make
racist?
guacamole.
How
That's
does
racist.
so Lamana's making meatballs.
Right.
Oh,
If
God.
I said guac will bring guac will bring the guac, that would be racist.
What are we even talking about, Conrad? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
Now I want guac. And
Hey guys,
and meatballs.
how much truth do you think is behind this tweet? Shout out to Nina Drama. She usually does a lot of UFC stuff. Very clever young lady.
The Philadelphia Eagles select
She's hot. Holy shit.
I mean, there's got to be a little truth to this, no?
I don't know, man. A lot of guys out there marrying their college sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Pickett.
That's unbelievable.
Kenny Pickett just married his college sweetheart.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys.
Depends on the guy, I guess, and the girl.
I bet-
Yeah, of
you know
course.
who- you know who didn't marry their high school sweetheart?
Who?
Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill? Bro's on that Andrew Tate grind.
That man has 10 kids this year, I think it was.
He had 4 kids in the last 12 months.
No, I thought it was more than
That
that.
is
How
letting
is that
us know
even
about.
mathematically possible?
What do you mean?
Oh, okay, I got you. Never mind. Sorry. Wow.
He's been at the green door. What are you
That's
talking about,
pretty
Guavo?
strong.
There's really no limit.
Right, yeah.
You can have.
Unlimited.
Got a lot of baby mamas.
Yeah. Just like Andrew Tate has been prescribing. Like, if you're not having sex to have kids, that's gay. He said so in a tweet.
That's what he said.
He literally said
He's
that in
such
a
a
tweet.
fucking idiot.
He has a
Such
pretty
an
good
idiot.
take on people who don't drink Perrier water versus flat water as well.
Somebody, wait, was that you telling me this one on the
Yeah,
boat?
I-
Yeah.
I'll have to find it for you.
He might be the dumbest human. So I don't know if it was photoshopped or not, but somebody screen capped an Andrew Tate tweet, and we assume, or like the assumption was that he is the social media market manager, and the caption was just make sure you pay your social media marketer on time. And the tweet was the original tweet was him going off about saying like, if you're not having like dozens of children as a man, you're doing it wrong, blah blah blah, like a bunch of nonsense, obviously.
Right.
And then basically saying like, if you're not having sex to procreate, like that's gay. And this tweet then says like, it's not gay, sucking dick. Nothing's more alpha than putting a cock in your mouth.
Nothing's better than I'm looking down at the chat and this guy says, man, really wish you guys would lay off the JCs and the GDs on this pod. Jesus Christ and goddamn. And then Berkey's yelling, sucking dick.
Honestly,
yeah,
he's probably more
that's-
offended by the.
It's way less
former.
sacrilege.
Yeah.
For sure.
Berkey, suck a goddamn dick.
Man, everybody tweeting at me right now saying Chris Wenke, thank you guys so much. I can't say how much I appreciate that name actually being proven to me, because I felt like I was going crazy. Speaking of going crazy, Rampage. What are you doing, man? Actually,
What do you mean?
to be fair,
I mean, he's basically doing what Landon and J-Bex are doing.
He's grinding.
well, he's doing what Landon's doing, not what J-Bex is doing.
What they're doing is different.
Well, Landon is printing money. J-Bex, I don't know. It's debatable. We'll see how many Jack 8 suiteds and 4-bet pots he plays. Not the most ideal strategy. So there's been a lot of action on this. Rampage has been firing. So first of all, the original bet that he's throwing out is laughable. I see you hustling out there. I see you working Rampage, but like anybody who can put up hundreds of thousands of dollars is not an idiot. So he says, idea for WSOP prop bet would anybody be interested in fading me and my entire schedule? Looking to increase my exposure ×2, basically, and the fader acts as the casino. If I brick a 5K, I lose 5K. If I min cash a 5K for 9K, I profit 4K. winning a 5K for 300,000 means I profit 200. We understand how it works, man. He said, I'm looking for action on my whole schedule or cap to a buy-in amount. Chat pros, this is your time to step up with your money and your Twitter thumbs. What he's saying is that he's not worth markup and he's not winning.
Right.
Because he's trying to buy more of himself at face.
Right.
So anybody who books this bet is assuming that every single event that they book it for, Rampage has negative ROI.
Right.
And like, look, people have fun with Rampage. They give him a lot of shit, but he's obviously winning in WSOP fields. So this is equivalent to, and that's the other thing is like, I don't know if he's keeping all of his own action to begin with, right? So this is a nice way, again, to do what Kessler did, where you maybe sell half at 1.2, and then you buy 100% of yourself back at face for now a discount.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm just saying that opportunity becomes available. Deeb replied with some interest, I think. He said, what's your planned schedule, minimum number of events, total buy-ins for the bet? I'm interested. Rampage said, basically anything up to 25Ks across the WSOP win and ARIA properties can get you full max buy-in amount / bullets if you want. Deeb said, I think only shot this bet ever happens is if the main is not counted, and what markup do you want to pay? Because Deeb is sharp.
Right.
He gets it. Rampage says, that makes sense. Can take the main out. Never cashed it and don't plan on it anyway. I didn't consider markup in this, just buying myself at 1.0. To which now everybody gets it.
Right.
And the comments start rolling in with laughing emojis. Somebody says, you're basically saying you consider yourself break even or worse at WSOP events, and you base that on an 0 for 2 summer sample. Which, you know, people lose money, and you're even as a winning player, you're expected to lose money over the course of a very small sample like the series. It's just lifetime over playing the World Series. You should be demonstrating a profit. He got into another bet proposition that actually this one sounds very enticing for what it's worth. So this one is somebody random replied, I'll bet 100,000 that you won't win any tournament. And some clarification took place. Somebody said in the chat or in the comment, he can play any tournament that he likes. Here, I'll give you the asset guap. I know I'm probably leaving you hanging here. Paste, go. So Sean Rice says he can play any tournament he wants this summer, and if he wins any of them, he gets 100K.
Any tournament? This would be some sort of station.
Why? I mean,
He
personally,
can play a $60
who gives
like
a shit?
daily tournament that has 30 people in it.
There won't be any tournaments with 30 people in them.
That's not true. But I could find one.
Yeah, maybe, but like, you know, they're still not that easy to win. I personally would make a stipulation of it has to be a multi-day event.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's just the easy
There you
way
go.
to
Yeah.
do that.
But also, he's booking it face, so like, whatever, play any tournament you fucking want. Like, he's basically saying that he's going to play 100 events and he has to win one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just play fucking dailies every day.
play dailies every day. I mean, they're not that easy to. I guess if you're JBags,
they are.
they're not the.
If you're playing
they're not a March daily where it's 30 people and 25 re-entries.
You can simply find a daily, like, if you don't say any tournament, because you can simply find a daily that's small enough that you could put in volume over the course of the time of the bet and just definitely win one.
You can go to like to the smallest poker room in Vegas.
Or the Rampage will at
find,
least
like,
definitely win one.
Yeah.
Over that time.
I mean, maybe. I just think that the traffic is high enough where even dailies are getting hundreds of people, and that's not super easy to win. The big thing is he's offering this at face, right? So it's like he's basically saying that he's 50% to win a tournament over a sample of like, I don't know, 50 to 100 events. That's tough.
Yeah, no, it is tough.
Right? It's like if he's 5% in every event over the course of 50, does he win one half the time?
Ephraim made a good point.
Go ahead.
A nightly with a 2K prize pool where you have a 100K prop bet on the line, might be too easy to manipulate.
That's actually very true.
Very good point.
That's probably the best point, right? Like you get down to 6 or whatever, and you just buy first place.
Yep.
They dump to you. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Do you guys want all the money?
Yeah.
You guys can have the whole prize pool. It's all yours.
I'm surprised that wasn't talked about whenever Durr had his big bracelet bets, because he got down to heads up in like a 1,500 no limit, where first was. Don't quote me on this, but I would assume it was around 300K.
Okay.
And he had like 4 million in action.
Oh wow.
Where he actually ended up finishing second. It was just like, if ever there's a time to just be like, buddy, you can keep first and second. I don't give a shit. I just need that trophy, man. I am gonna need that bracelet.
Well,
Some people want the
wink,
bracelet.
wink. Yeah. Imagine they're just like, wait, so I have both prizes. No, I need that gold.
I
baby.
gotta have it on there.
It goes to show you that he didn't try.
That's true.
That shows
that's very
one thing
honorable.
there, and
That
it
is
shows that he
honorable.
didn't try that.
I could be exaggerating both sides of that too. The prize to first might have been a lot more, and his bracelet bets might have been smaller. But I remember it being an epic amount of money.
Yeah.
And to get second is like.
I mean,
Same thing with the Jay Merce one. Like,
when we're talking about 1,500, like outside of a couple of marquee events, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It's
No, it
not,
definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it's not going to be that much, and I'm sure his side bets were way more, because like he's forcing himself now to play the full schedule.
yeah.
So regardless, I think, yeah. But yeah, he didn't do it.
So this thread continues on. He quote tweets this bow tie golfer, and he says, "Double, triple, quadruple it. You have me booked. Ideally, I'd like to know your name and somebody reputable for you to vouch with, so we can escrow." And yeah, I mean, he said, so what's the bet? Is it a straight up bet? Rampage said, straight up makes most sense. I say I will win a tournament this summer between June 1st and July 30th. Even odds. Happy to put anywhere between 100,000 and $1 million.
Jesus.
The guy replies and says, define a tournament. Has to be WSOP or circuit type tournament. Rampage says, original offer says any tournament. Minimum field size 15 runners. No other requirement on my end. To which it looks like it kind of died. Oh, the guy said, already trying to weasel your way out, I see. Rampage said, I'm fully committed to accepting this bet from your original proposal and tweet. I'm agreeing that you're adding more terms. I hate when people do this with bets. Like they act like as if when something like very loosely, like I'll bet that you don't win a tournament this summer.
Right.
They act like now as they add the stipulations of like, okay, any event with 15 runners, yada, 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 that if this person who originally said, I bet you don't win a tournament this summer, doesn't agree to that, then he was never offering a real bet to begin with.
Yeah, you're like,
it's like,
obviously there's going to be stipulations.
Correct. Right. There always needs to be a negotiation period after the idea of
the
bigger concept.
Right. The original offer is just the idea is right. Exactly.
Correct. People do this so often in such
I hold you to it.
And like I'm one who gets caught up in this a lot because I spout off. Like I'll say something, like people will be overconfident in something that's like low confidence if you're thinking in the same, like when Rampage says I'm going to win a tournament this summer, you're thinking like, he's going to play multi-day event.
This is how Kessler made so much money off of you.
Right, that's true. he's very Skalansky Bucks rich. A wealth that every man should aspire to acquire.
No.
Skalansky Bucks, just collect them, baby. But yeah, it's like, when you say like, I bet you won't win a tournament this year, the unspoken part of that context is, I bet you don't win a multi-day event, right? Because like you assume someone's schedule is only going to be multi-day events.
Right. That was my immediate thought. I was like, well, they have to exclude like these, I'm sure if you go around town, you're going to find a tournament where they have under 50 people.
Yeah.
Like those ones just have to be excluded.
Yeah. I mean, more importantly, like the nature of saying like, I bet you don't win a tournament this summer is not, I bet you can't find a way to game this statement.
Right. Exactly. Like it's when he said a tournament this summer, he means like one of the tournaments that are the bigger tournaments.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
A Venetian deep stack, anything at the Wynn, anything, even the daily, even the WSOP dailies, those are, they got 1,000 people in them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's hard to win a tournament. Like, I don't want to do math on air. That's never a good one.
The comment section will correct you.
But if we gave a small assumption, so like, if he's playing like an average fill size of like 500, true odds would be like 1 in 500. Let's say he's 5 times better than that. So if he's 1% to
1
win,
in 100.
yeah, if he's like 1% to win any of the events that he plays, and he plays 50 to 100, like does he win one half the time? I don't think, man.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean,
hard.
it does seem very hard.
Of course, if anybody, he might win 4. It's Rampage.
Sure.
You see him sun run just like.
Yeah, it would be an interesting because he'd be pretty incentivized to not play World Series.
Yeah.
If it was just any multi-day event.
I mean, you're looking for the smallest buy or the smallest
softest, smallest fields that are softest.
Yeah. You just
You'd be living in a golden nugget.
Or Aria.
Yeah.
Aria runs like a lot of, $300-$400 buy-ins that are, not that many people because they don't have a ton of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Berkey,
yeah.
are you wearing a Viju sweatshirt?
A what?
And a Viju sweatshirt?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, I'm like, what is that worm on your?
I like that
It's not a
sweatshirt a
worm.
lot.
It looks like a worm.
You might have the only
Doesn't look like
nice
a worm.
sweatshirt they have.
I know. Trust me. I combed through their stuff.
It's funny because
This was the only one I could land
it's
on.
funny that you brought it because I kept looking at it. I was gonna bring it up. I'm like, that just looks like a worm on your. But I'm sure it's a brand name of some like bougie company that I don't know about.
I'm happy you knew what it was.
What is it?
It's
I know
supposed to be an
everything.
ostrich.
An ostrich?
Yeah, but I agree with you. It looks like a worm. I think its head's in the sand.
I mean,
maybe?
that's what I'm guessing. I'm trying to see where it starts. Which part's the head?
Not sure.
I'm starting to see it. It takes a while. But
Sure.
Yeah,
You squint your eyes.
no, I don't. I don't even see it. I just bought it. I like
Right.
it. I like the color scheme.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sure.
think.
What is the name of the brand?
Go ahead.
Don't
Conrad.
even worry about
Go
it.
ahead.
Unless you're buying that sweatshirt, don't even worry.
What's the name?
No, they had like a couple.
Aviju.
EVISU, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had a couple hoodies that were nice, but
Okay,
very,
maybe.
very similar. It's just like you get like
There's-
4 or 5 of the same pieces.
Like they had a time where back in the day where their jeans were very popular. But yeah, everything has this way too much like print on it and stuff like that.
Yes,
nowadays.
it's very swagged out,
Yeah.
if you will, and not in like not in a way that I could pull off.
No,
for
nobody
sure.
should ever try to pull off the way.
Yeah, it'd be like if
It'd be like a young Asian man.
you're not wrong. They had a lot of Asian models.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that there was a chance I was because I wasn't that familiar with the brand,
Yeah.
and I thought there was a chance I was just ordering those like knockoff like $10 t-shirts that you pay $30. This is how I Instagram shop. Like this is how I get into new brands. I see things I like, I click on them, and then if they're under $100, I just never look at that brand again. But if it's over $100, then I start to do some research.
All right, let me look at it.
Right? It's like because to get a nice sweatshirt, nice hoodie, whatever. It's like it's never going to be $39,
Right.
unless Lamana shopping at Target. But
Listen.
generally on Instagram,
Target.
in the Instagram streets, okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So all you have to do is come up with some real shit and overcharge for it, and I'm your guy.
This is Target, but this is like their like upper level
Right, the
brand.
Target.
This is the Target brand because they have different levels.
We have a running joke that we're just gonna start.
Shout out to Triton.
So there you go. Yeah, you swagged out in Triton all the time.
We're gonna start an
I got
Instagram
nice stuff.
Instagram clothing ad and just mark up the clothes fucking 1,000% to sell the fucking Berkey.
Well,
Just target
the
Berkey's
thing is, though,
feed.
as I said, Conrad, it's not going to work
Gonna
because
do his
You
research.
can't fucking win at the Bellagio. That's why.
I also can't win.
Yeah.
But I don't just
You're
shop
gonna
when I
be
win.
shopping at Target. You keep this up.
I don't just shop when I win. I shop when I lose too. However, I don't just buy when I see something expensive. I research.
Right.
When something, what am I going to find on your junk?
Don't worry. What do you think? We're not going to create a past?
What does your research entail? Reading
One
some
Wikipedia
reviews
page.
Yeah, some reviews.
What, you think I can't make a 5-star fucking page? Fucking 14 comments that say amazing, great clothing, very comfortable.
You
Loved
think
it.
I'm not going to know every comment as it reads in the voice of Conrad?
No.
Like when all the C's are eliminated
Listen,
from the words, I'm
you
going to know who I'm
realize-
dealing with
You
here.
realize I'm outsourcing all that to Mama Joe. She's ready for the job. She's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Mama Joe would be a good.
She's ready for the scam.
Conrad, I think you
She
did
won't
well
scam.
derailing
I
the
know.
conversation today. It was good.
Yeah, this was a good
It was
pivot.
a good one.
I did a
Yeah.
lot
Well,
of
the conversation wasn't all that serious. We were just talking about Rampage punting. Expert.
Yeah.
Experts.
I don't want to anti-sweat Rampage, and I don't want to crossbook his action for the summer. But at the right price, at the right markup, I would consider.
Wow.
I think anybody would.
What's the right markup?
I don't know. Depends on the buy-in. Like if it were like 3Ks and below, probably 1.3. If it were like full schedule including up to 25Ks, maybe like 1.2.
You think you're sisting him on the 3Ks and below?
No,
And
but
maybe it should be like 1500s and below and
no,
2Ks and up?
no. Come on. You don't think he has 25% ROI in a WSOP 3K? It's like
Well, I think winning is a lot harder.
no, not I would,
the
the original bet, just the crossbook bet.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to charge a markup to win a fucking event. That's insane.
Yeah.
If anything, he should get odds.
No, of
albeit
course.
maybe not like a ton.
Yeah.
I would have to like do a little math and see what the likelihood over those samples are. But it's honestly like I hope he does book the bet because this stuff is just interesting for the summer.
Exactly.
It's also just great for his fucking vlog.
That's true.
Like if he does stuff like this, it's just great for his vlog. He has meaning. He has a path. He has a story. Like all he just runs off of this for the rest of the summer. People are gonna watch it. They're gonna want to keep along with the story. It's just like the Landon thing. Just somebody needs to tape it.
Tape it.
He just needs an Uncle Daniel in his life.
Somebody just needs to tape it, and then it'll be
Oh,
there.
tape it. I thought you said take it. Like
Oh
take the
no,
bet.
tape it.
No, he has no problem getting shit recorded. He has a fucking whole crew. This kid's willing to lay $1 million on the line that he's gonna win a tournament. Like he has a film crew at this point.
Oh no, well yeah, I was talking about Landon when I said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we get Pigtails to move here for the summer? I don't think so.
You couldn't get Pigtails to move here for $1 million.
Big shout out to Travis. He just turned 40.
Wow.
Bro, we were so
Happy
young.
birthday, Trav.
We were so fucking young when we started this whole thing. Now we're in our 40s. Like this
Yeah.
is insane.
Speak for
what
your
happens.
goddamn self.
When we started Solve for Why, I was, oh man, that was a long time ago. 7 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago?
8 years ago. I think it was 8 years ago.
2016.
So I was 34. Trav was 32.
It might
Yeah.
actually be 8.5, 9 years ago because I feel like you were on year 3 when I got here.
It was 2016 that we ran our first
I
academy.
think we're still going to be sitting in
so
these seats
yeah,
when we're 50?
No, definitely not.
No?
I mean, you and I maybe, definitely
Yeah,
not
just
Conrad.
Berkey and I just talking about the past.
Definitely not Conrad.
Yeah.
See
This
you
will be
guys
a
later.
Pirates post-game
Please.
podcast.
Please.
It's Pirates post-game podcast.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds miserable.
Very.
Right, you won't be involved. Don't worry about it.
No, I want to be involved just to remind you guys how miserable the fucking
We'll still be
idea
doing
this
in the
is.
muck, and it'll be you. We'll have a Conrad segment
Or the Pirates.
where he comes. Well, the Pirates will always be in the muck.
Perpetually in the muck.
Herky's Wing says, Tortoise, thank you for wearing pants today. No more shorts on the pod ever. We do not need to see your legs again.
Listen, then don't
Tune in Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Herky.
I mean,
Tune in Monday, buddy. You're in for a fucking treat.
I'm actually this weekend. My goal is to go out and find the shortest shorts I can find.
You
I'll
could
go
go
to
to Landon's closet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's not here. Yeah, but he's so goddamn tall that like
No,
his short
don't
shorts
worry.
on me are probably normal.
No. His short shorts on you are going to still be short shorts.
That's true. All right, before we get to this in the muck, I want to tell a very quick story from being at the gym the other day that was hilarious. So we're bench pressing or whatever, and I'm giving Landon a little bit of shit for having not gotten stronger. And he's gotten stronger since he started, but like, you know, he's not putting 100% into the
Nah.
gym. And I'm giving him some shit as I'm throwing up the heaviest dumbbells that we got. And he goes, fuck you and your stubby ass arms. It's easier for you. And I go, buddy, my wingspan is absurdly long for my height. And he goes, measure it right now. So they had a tape measure there. And we met, and usually like your wingspan is within an inch or two of your height.
Right.
So, you know, a normal wingspan for me would be like 6 foot, maybe 6'1"-ish, something like that. We measure mine, and it comes out to 6'4.5".
Yeah. Remember what we used to call you Gorilla Arms Berkey or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Monkey Arms Berkey.
Short legs,
Yeah.
long torso, long arms. So then,
Especially like when you were just like still developing, you like
Right.
these little knuckle draggers.
hey, fucking relax, okay?
Knuckle
Shut your
draggers? He had knuckle drag arms?
I mean, his arms went all the way down past his knees.
They called me monkey arms for like 6 years. It was very, very detrimental to my growth. I was
Yeah,
very self-conscious
your
of my
mental
arms.
health.
That's why my biceps are big, because I just
Kids are
started
mean.
curling
Right.
all day,
He's like,
every
oh,
day.
okay, I'll show you
Show
guys.
you fucking monkey arms, you
Yeah.
little bitches. Just put everyone in headlocks for the next 10 years.
Kids are so mean.
So then obviously we measure his, and comes back a half inch shorter than mine. So he was
Wait, his
complaining.
wingspan is a half inch shorter than yours?
Monkey arms.
He's 6'4". It's 6'4".
Jesus.
It's normal. He has very long legs though.
Yeah.
Like we're proportionally the exact
Right,
opposite.
right,
My
right.
upper body is like where all my length comes from.
Yeah.
His lower body is where all his length comes
Yeah.
from.
We're
But
going to start calling him T-Rex Landon.
it was just very big head, little arms. It was just especially hilarious because his excuse was that I have short arms, therefore I can move more weight. And it
Right.
turns out he actually has shorter arms.
Yeah. So get the fucking work.
Yeah, get to work. Who's going to carry the boats? All right, let's get to today's In the Muck.
All right.
Go on.
All right, we are back in the muck. We got our old friend Ronan Traveler. He's been in the muck before. He's back in the muck.
He's a veteran of the muck.
Yeah, he's a veteran of the muck. He's at the lodge. He's playing 1-3. Just to give a little context here. He said about 3.5 hours before this hand, I dusted 1,100 on back-to-back coolers, and had to take a few laps around the parking lot. I decided that if I could cool my head, the game was good and worth a second bullet, and went back and for round 2 and just grinded the table. My mental state is relevant to this hand.
Is this 1-3 or 1-2?
This is 1-3.
Okay.
Okay, so he's got the ace king off, ace of spades, king of clubs, and we get an open from mid position. He's in the cutoff, and he makes it 18. And folds to the small blind, who calls. And
6x, huh? Okay.
yeah, right. No, it went open 3-bet.
3x.
Oh, my apologies.
Sorry, open, 3-bet.
Yeah, okay.
And the small blind overcalls, hood flats, if you will. And big blind folds back to the original opener, who calls.
Okay.
Flop is ace of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, jack of spades. It goes check to Ronan. He bets 35 into 57. The small blind calls, and the original raiser in mid position folds. The turn is the 10 of diamonds, and now the small blind leads for about a third pot, 140 into 120, or sorry, 40 into 127, and Ronan calls. And the river is the 9 of hearts, and small blind now shoves over pot, so 270 into 207. And Ronan said, ultimately I landed on a fold as a combination of running into it multiple times earlier in the night, and I hadn't seen this particular player show down any wild hands or play very many pots in general. Said, I feel like my best hand is a bluff catcher, and I honestly don't know where his bluffs would come from here, as his worst ace he had on the flop is now we're two pair combo, and straights and flushes get there. Did I make egregious mistake folding and letting my headspace get the better of me?
I would say
I like the fold.
I actually
So-
like the fold here as well, and I would say that I would like to go bigger pre. You're like $550 effective with the opener.
Right. I assume that the small blind has to have some bluffs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But-
you can have.
I mean,
Uh,
it's
I don't
tough.
know.
It's tough. Yeah. I mean,
You're beating ace queen. That's it.
Ace queen doesn't lead though.
Yeah, it's just a good fold, dude.
yeah, it's
I like-
probably a good fold.
I like folding
yeah.
here.
But I mean, so he's thinking like, okay, I just keep, I'm getting my head kicked in here, I'm getting coolers, and I get ace king, comes ace high, feeling good, and then I just get this horrible run out, and I get all this aggression against me. So like, I think he's like overthinking it, for sure.
Yeah.
If I had the king of diamond in my hand, I'm probably not folding, but I fold.
Yeah, I think like thinking about this, I think the best principles to take away from this is thinking from a range construction standpoint rather than the absolute, I don't want to say value of our hand, but the absolute, let's call it equity of our hand. Because this is going to change drastically based off of how we feel like the small blind is building his cold call range. And the challenge here becomes that if your read on the small blind is that he's very wide, then this board runs out in a really positive way for a linear range, right? The king queens get there, the jack 10s get there, the 10-9 suiteds get there, the 8x gets there. There's very little that like doesn't arrive to all the flushes.
Diamonds is already there, yeah.
Yeah, the two pairs, the ace jacks, all the linear hands basically get there. If we assume his cold call range is like very tight and capped, like call it queens or worse, down to I don't know what people cold call in this formation, 9s, 8s maybe.
For sure.
And
I
then
think the line is around 9s, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when it goes 6-18, I feel like any pair can just call. So it's very small.
Yeah.
This is a Texas fucking 1-3 game.
Yeah.
That's
Pairs
fair.
don't go in the muck here.
No, that's very fair.
And like, I think he's very linear no matter what. Like we're just too small. 18 is like a basic open size kind of. Like
Yeah, I think that's like pretty reasonable to
Right, like
assess.
the original opener, like min raised.
yeah.
And then he opens the 18 to like, like I'm sure you see just random opens to like 15, 12, 15 a lot.
I mean, it's probably the standard, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think seeing the 6 is probably on the what do you call it? Let's say rare side.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm just doing a little bit of range painting here, trying to get him something that may resemble a cold calling range.
Yeah, it just feels like a calling range.
Well, that's the thing. It's Texas, so it's like who knows.
Well, the
man?
calling range
It's
is
just
probably
like-
wider than it might be wider than what it's supposed to look like, anyways.
It feels like
It's just kind of like important to know like what type of player this is, how he plays, how he thinks, and stuff like that, because we're freestyling based off of like what it is that he's calling.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. He said I hadn't seen this particular player show down any wild hands or play very many pots in general. So it's,
I mean, it can't be that good. He didn't raise.
So if it's not this.
It's
I mean,
not a
it's
point of
probably you could
strength.
probably rule out any, and you probably can rule out saying he flat with any pair, right? If the guy's like not playing very many hands and not playing wild.
Well, no, I think that would put him more toward pairs. Like,
Well, if he's not playing very many hands, then he's probably folding like, 7s through deuces here to like
I would disagree.
I don't know.
I think people are sticky with like that situation.
I think
Like they have pairs, they haven't been playing in a while. You got a pair, fuck it, let's hit that pair.
Yeah.
So like, I
That's
think
true.
deuces don't go in the muck here a lot.
I think the big thing is that I don't know if it was Conrad or Guapo that said this, but not having a diamond here really makes it difficult to bluff catch with our hand.
That's
Like,
what Conrad said.
like I think regardless of the meta here of how this guy feels and what his perception of his opposition is, at the end of this hand, I don't think ace king no diamond calls very often anyway.
Right.
In theory.
It's in such a fucking shit spot.
Right. So like that's kind of the thing. It's like if it's a theoretical fold anyway, the things that have to happen in order to revert that into a call
Right.
are so drastic.
Right.
Like this guy not only needs to find appropriate bluffs, which would probably be like whatever small pairs with a diamond that he does call, but he has to find inappropriate bluffs.
For what it's worth, like when we see the turn card and he leads, like I'm fucking ready to rip my cards in half.
And
I'm just like, this is so fucking stupid. I'm yelling in my head, like this is so fucking.
We already
stupid.
know
how much do you want? 40 here, take it.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't call river. Like, what do you want me to do here? Like,
Right.
it's just like this is dog shit. This turn card is absurd. Like, it's just everything. It's just like if you're ever gonna fold, this is it. Like we're calling 40 just to see
Well,
if
you have to call for it.
No,
You have
we're
to call.
calling, but only to like pray he doesn't bet river. Honestly, with our hand.
I mean, it's part that. It's also part like we can just make a queen,
Right.
Yeah, sure.
and then call a bet, assuming it's not an all-in bet. But like, yeah, if a black queen rolls off and he jams, I would probably strongly consider a fold.
I mean, with that, we just feel like shit, man. Any card.
Yeah, we know that like
there aren't that many flushes though.
No, I mean,
right. These fields are obviously under bluffed, right? So like Berkey's talking about, like they have to be over bluffing here, and now the field in general under bluffs. And you said this player has not been getting out of line whatsoever that you've observed. So obviously he's leaning towards probably under bluffing.
I mean,
the issue with this run out is there aren't that many random hands. Like you have to be able to find hands like
there's not that
Queen
many.
Jack off with a diamond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not happening.
Like that hand probably just never cold called. Now you
Yeah.
need like Ace Queen off with a diamond.
That's what the guy showed. No.
Yeah, right. So you need Ace Queen off with a diamond, and that feels like it needs to bluff on the river. Why? Like what better is going to fold other than exactly Ace King no diamond?
Yeah.
It seems kind of crazy. Although like sure you're going to see some weird stuff. I mean I don't even think we really need to do much in looking at the solve. We'll go through the routine just for the sake of it. But my observation of this is just like the hand's really well played.
Yeah. Just go bigger pre.
Yeah, I would probably go a little bit bigger pre, but I don't even think that's that big of a deal. You're not going to get cold called that often. Even when you do, you have a really good fucking hand.
I think this is the part I'm going to disagree, that we do get cold called a decent amount.
Who gives it? You're in the cutoff. You can't get cold called that often. There's only 3 people left to act.
And those 3 of them fucking call all the time.
Then let them. Like, what is the problem?
No, there is no issue with it. I'm just like to go bigger.
Yeah, I don't really see it.
Matt, are we looking at small blinds range here on the flop?
Yeah, this is I gave him basically what I did. The way I set this sim up was I had the cutoff open, the small blind 3-bet, the cutoff call, and then I flipped their ranges. So effectively, this is playing as a 3-bet range. This is playing as this is playing as a 3-bet range, and this is playing as a call of said 3-bet.
Are we being a little generous with the Fantastic Four here? Do we think he has these hands?
I mean,
Well,
he cold called. I don't know what the fuck he has.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, he could.
Like anything that looks appealing, like the way
Right, like
this
he
man,
cold called.
this
Like,
way this man was described, like anything that looks appealing at this point is getting called here. It's a normal open to me. Like I don't think that's.
I would be way more concerned about seeing King Queen off and Ace Queen off in here than the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
But like it just there's no rhyme or reason behind assigning a range to a cold caller. Like they're gonna have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and a lot of times they see a suited connector and they see a 3-bet. They're like, he has a big pair. I'm going to crack him with his hand.
Yeah, or
Right?
I mean, who knows what drives the
Yeah, I'm
desire
just
to
saying
cold call out of
that's
position.
one theory, right?
Right,
Yeah.
but like whatever it is like they're just losing out on the desire. It's a hand that won't 4-bet. That's all we know.
Right.
Like it's just a hand that doesn't want to 4-bet often.
Yeah.
I'd probably give him too much of queens and jacks and tens.
It's probably a hand.
I
that
imagine
wants
these hands
to
4-bet sometimes. But
Not Jackson 10s.
yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Right.
I'm just saying I could lower the frequencies is all.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, no leads, obviously. We basically have a range bet here for quarter. Now, I was gonna remark on the sizing, and I think that's probably the only place where this hand gets lost. If it's a quarter in theory heads up, it's for sure a quarter in practice multi-way.
Mm-hmm.
You're against 2 ranges here, and like the issue with betting Ace King in this particular situation for large is that this texture is going to change negatively based off of the concentration to equity that your opponent has. So by betting large or small, all you do is get like 6 high to fold, and then you get called by all the pair plus type of stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't really apply a lot of extra pressure on things, and when you get check raised, you're in hell because now the SPR is shrinking way too fast. And you just have to like automatically assign him a 2-pair plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Ace King's pretty happy to play for stacks as long as it does it in the proper way. So I think quarter is much more appropriate to what you see. There's gonna be a fair amount of check raising that takes place here, but let's assume he comes through with a call. Turn 10 of diamonds, is that right?
Yes.
And he just finds a lead. I think a lead is gonna be good here.
He's gonna be fucking amazing here. I feel like.
Never
Never?
leads. Never leads.
Just
How
a
does it
pure
not lead?
check.
Never leads. I think it's because so much of his flush draws exit through the check raise node. So if we just like lock this to more calling, let's reduce the check raise to like 6%.
Yeah.
And then see, he might start finding leads now.
That's
You
such
would
a
think
board
it'd have
changing
to.
card. I thought it would 100% be a lead.
Well, not if most of the cards that improve on that would have check raised. Right? That becomes the issue. So yeah, I mean, it becomes important to understand like what's driving the strategies, like what principles. So yeah, now we lead half the time.
There it is.
Literally, if you just don't check raise, now you have
Right.
leads.
And you know,
honestly,
people under check raise. So
this is a practice that we actually used to teach at the academy way before we were able to get glimpses of solvers. In situations where people weren't comfortable check raising, we would say like, okay, all the hands that you feel like should check raise but don't, check call and then lead.
Right. Yeah.
And just like, retake over. And obviously there was some idea behind that, but it wasn't specific enough to like when the board texture changes in your favor, now lead, that type of thing. But yeah, you can see that this lead is actually pretty good if he's not check raising the flop nearly enough, which makes sense. He's going to be very concentrated now to like top pair plus, flushes.
And he led for a
straights.
third. What is the
This is quarter.
quarter?
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Ace King's going to be a pure call. No shock there. Most of the raises are going to come from straights and flushes, with queens being like the quote unquote bluff. Nines also, I guess, a little bit.
I'm excited for this river.
River is the 9 of hearts.
Yep.
I don't think jam is going to get played. I think it's going to be small, like 40 or pot.
Jam is played.
12%.
Oh, wow.
Jam.
12% jam.
9, 12, 13%.
Okay. And yeah, I guess to be fair, like his jam actually wasn't even this big because we went bigger on the flop.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's probably closer to like 220% pot instead of 260. So it's pulling from a very specific region. Obviously, Queen Jack of Diamonds. He doesn't really. Once this runs out, there aren't a lot of flushes left.
Yeah.
Like when the turn 10 comes, there's still a fair amount of flushes, but like once it runs out, there really aren't a ton.
King, queen, queen, jack, and 9-8 really.
Yeah.
6-5 maybe. 8.
Yes, 6-5 of diamonds if he has it
5-4.
is in there. 5-4 if he has it is in there. So basically, he's like jamming flushes, and jamming queens as his bluff.
Because
and then
you block king queen.
well, because you block flushes.
Oh.
In positions, flushes will be king, queen of diamonds, queen, jack of diamonds. And having the queen of diamonds here is obviously a huge removal. So you get to jam this as your bluff, expecting like one, oftentimes even two pairs to fold.
Why wouldn't you have 9-8 of diamonds? It just
We
we lost.
would have just played
earlier.
it. Yeah, it exited sooner in some sort of capacity.
Well,
Probably turn check raise, I would guess.
yeah.
Let's see. No, 9-8's not. Maybe it just doesn't cold call pre.
Yeah, that's what
Or I
I think
didn't
it
give
is.
it the
That's what I
cold
think it does. Problem.
Yeah, let's see. Go way back. All the way back to here. And yeah, 9-8 is in there, but well, it doesn't mostly raise. So it calls there. Oh, it almost pure leads. No, that's not true either. Oh, that's why. Because we led.
Okay.
It almost never leads.
Gotcha.
That's where it exits. Okay, so when he does play jam, I don't think any of our one pairs are really going to call. I bet actually it's going to be ace king off with king of diamonds. So no, it's not true.
You want him to have the king of diamonds?
No,
maybe?
the king of diamonds calls the most, but almost all of ace king calls at some frequency, which kind of surprises me.
Wait, does that say it's losing though? Small?
It's just solver noise.
Okay.
It should. I mean, yes, it does say that it's losing. Maybe it can't find enough calls because, like, look, we're folding 77% of the time. I think that might be what happened. Is that the based off the way we node locked this throughout? When we face jam on the river, we can't find enough profitable calls, and so now we start reaching. So like ace king off, ace king suited starts calling at some frequency, but it's losing like, it's not losing much. So it's losing like an eighth of a big blind, which the pot now is like 200 or 150-ish big blinds deep or whatever. So like you're losing like 0.5% pot share.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They are losing. Same with ace queen. Like these hands don't really want to call.
Yeah, it's noise shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a layup call. So like you're winning 154 big blinds with queen jack of diamonds. Like literally, just stone nuts can't ever really be beaten. Your opponent never has a king eye flush. Same thing with, I guess we don't have king queen of diamonds. We would have played it differently. But in theory, if we had it, wins 154 big blinds. So that's the max any hand can win. These are the nuts. But even king queen, no diamonds, still printing. Still winning, 33% pot share at 45 big blinds. King Jack does a little bit of calling. Oh, it's just King Jack diamonds. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of our calls are going to be basically like sets plus. I don't see anything weaker than a set in here. Surprisingly, Jacks is doing a lot of folding. Well, it's pure folding without the diamond.
What's Ace Jack doing?
Fold, pure fold, literally pure fold. So yeah, it looks like it has to be a set bare minimum for us to call.
Yeah.
Versus that size. Now, if we face pot, it's going to go wider. I assume Ace Jack gets back in. Ace 10 will get back in. Yeah, Ace Jack gets in. Ace 10 gets in. We jam all king queens. We jam kings as a bluff.
What Ace King off look like?
So now suited is a pure fold, and now off leans on the king of diamonds.
Yeah.
Which this is more practical, right? This is reasonable. And the reason for that is like now for 100% pot, he's bluffing more, right? So when we isolate what's supposed to just like full pot bet, we can see that it's all queen jack, not just like queen jack of diamonds is removed. Now all queen jack is bluffing. All the remaining queen jack is bluffing. King jack is now bluffing alongside king jack of diamonds jamming. Let's see what else is finding bluffs. King 10 is bluffing nearly in full. All 9-8 is betting. So like we have hands that just beat that, like king queen itself. 8-7 is bluffing. Oh wait, no, 8-7 is still straight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any 8's straight.
Yeah, any 8's a straight, sorry. Everything else I think is just a flush. So yeah, it's just that there's more combos of bluffs now for 100% pot, and we're getting laid a better price. So we really get to widen our calling range, and that's where ace king and ace queen start to make their way back in. But as played, pure fold.
Yeah.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Give the man his check mark.
Yay.
Good job, Ronan.
Nicely done, Ronan. Especially considering that he felt he was tilted during that time.
Right. It's easy to just like say fuck it and call because you're just like, I just can't.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about.
Hand.
I think it was yesterday when we were talking about downswings. It's kind of that notion of you're very well aware how you're projecting out to the collective.
Yeah.
And you want to innately overcorrect for that. It's like, oh man, I know that they know that I'm wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I want to now overcorrect and just say like, fuck you call with bluff catchers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like in this instance versus this size, this hand isn't even a true bluff catcher. It's just losing money.
Yep.
So the overcorrection would be to like, snap call with a good bluff catcher. Like, I'm trying to think what was even qualified. I guess like bottom set would be the lowest. So like pocket sevens, never folding that hand, and just living with the results. Like that'd be reasonable if you think people are overcorrecting. But I think like just like logically based, there are certain board textures you can look at that through the actions that have been taken thus far, we can just look at the texture and just say like, I don't see any hands.
Right.
I don't see anything left that they could possibly be bluffing with. Right. And when that's true, it's like, okay, well, we get to do a very exploitative thing. If you guys would like to do the exploitative thing yourself, feel free to submit your own in the muck suggestions. You can find our Discord community at onlyfriends_pod. It's the pinned tweet. Just follow that link. Join up. A lot of great discourse taking place there. We also have a full forum dedicated to in the muck, so feel free to post your submission. We'll get to it at some point in the future.
Shout out to Borg. He said, what's going on with featuring so many well-played hands lately? And also, when I submit so many hands that are all really mucky, I said, Borg, do us a favor and play some more poker.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get us some more hand histories, Borg.
That is true. We'll feature you as much as you want, buddy.
Community's
even though you won't hear it because you've gone deaf apparently in the last week. Very unlucky, Borg. Very unlucky. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this multi-way spot. Obviously, we just went through the mechanics of Wizard. This isn't a great one to run through the sim, but I think like from a principled standpoint, we understand it's a really good fold. That's going to do it for us. We're going to wrap for the weekend. Enjoy this rainy, cold weekend in Vegas. I hope you guys have a great one. We'll be back Monday at noon Pacific. We got 3 shows next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're off Thursday, Friday because I'm heading to Potawatomi in Milwaukee for their grand opening of their poker room. Come hang out. We have a meetup game at noon on Thursday, May 2nd. Myself, Jamin Burton, and Jamie Kerstetter will all be in attendance. Looking forward to seeing all of you beautiful Midwestern faces out there. We'll see you guys all Monday. Have a good weekend.
Peace.
Later, squad.
Peace.